What is going on, everybody? Welcome to my side YouTube channel. If any of you know me, any of you know my work that I've done to this point, that I've done in the past, and that I'm continuing to do, I am a sports person. I love baseball. I'm trying to make a career in the sports radio, sports media industry. Uh, that type of work. Usually that is what I'm doing. That's why I've done 24/7 every day for the last 3 years. And I love the work that I do. I love sports. I love my work. I love what I do. But I decided to, on the side, talk about some music because I love music as well. As much as I love sports, I love music as well. Sports, music, the two things that have always been constant in my life. I've also shout out to PG Blogger, shout out to Mark Jamgoch, shout out to Sincere. Always love to do, I started my work doing videos and whatnot, content, doing battle rap. So also love battle rap. Not in my life as much as it used to be, but always will have love for battle rap. That will always have a place in my heart. Love the art of rap battles and battle rap. It's great, great industry, great art form. If you're not into that, try to get, if you're in any type of lyricism, rap, whatever, get into battle rap. But let's talk about this channel. This is my side channel. This is Francisco Rojas. Also, if you like baseball, go check out The Shift on YouTube. It's my main YouTube channel where I do most of my work. I love baseball, my favorite sport. You can always check me on Twitter at Rojas_media_. Always talking about baseball, sports in general. But I kind of wanted to use this channel really mainly to do album reviews. Maybe I'll do some other music stuff. Maybe I'll do some other music topics. I've done that in the past. But this is mainly a channel for album reviews. And if you know me, if you know my background, as far as music goes, I love hip hop, love pop punk, which is what this video, if you're watching this video, you know that obviously I love pop punk music. Love that since I was a little kid growing up until kind of the revival of the genre the past 7 to 8 years. Also, love a little bit of classic rock. Wouldn't say I love it, but I like it. Grew up on a lot of AC/DC and Metallica and whatnot. Played a lot of Guitar Hero growing up. Love Guitar Hero as well. And so pop punk, hip hop, alternative, big alternative fan as well. What else? Heavy metal, like a little heavy metal as well. R&B, definitely an R&B fan. I'm a lover of a lot of different music, always open to new genres, to new albums, new singles, songs, anything. I'm always open to new. So if you'd like to, in the comments, leave some music. Maybe I'm not in that I haven't listened to or whatever. Please drop it in the comments. Let me know on Twitter. I would love to. I love music in general. Always down to find something new. So I'd appreciate that as well. But today's album, first album on this YouTube channel, State Champs, Kings of the New Age. And look, like I said, I grew up on pop punk. I grew up on the genre. I love the genre to death. Love it, love it, love it. First CD album I really became obsessed with, American Idiot. I know that wasn't super pop punk, but there was that elements, there was the alternative elements, all that. But Green Day, became a diehard Green Day fan and found out about Dookie and all their other music, and obviously that they were pop punk, and got into Blink-182 and Sum 41 later in my life, in high school. And look, I'm 27 years old, so I was a young kid, probably 8, 9, 10 years old when the genre really became popular. And there's been a big revival, the past, I guess 2014, 2015. State Champs has been around since, the early 2010s, and they were one of the bands to bring back the genre of pop punk. It was them, Neck Deep, The Story So Far, Knuckle Puck, Real Friends. You can probably throw a couple of other bands in there as well. But State Champs are one of the leaders of the new school. And with this album, man, they showed why they are still one of, the leaders of the new school. Is that what the album title is? Kings of the New Age? Because that kind of sounds like, look, we're the kings of the new school, of the revival. And look, I didn't know what to expect from this album. When I heard Just Sound, when I heard Out of My Head, And I think they did the Fall Out Boy cover. Great song, good, very good cover as well. I love that. I love the cover. Chicago So 2 years ago. Great album, Fall Out Boy, Take This to Your Grave. One of my favorite pop punk albums ever. And when I heard Out of My Head and Just Sound, they said those were the 2 singles off their new album. They were fine. They were solid. But I said, if this is going to be the new album, like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. If this is going to be the new State Champs album, I don't know how I'm going to feel about. If it's going to be okay, that's fine. But these are the singles. This is what it's going to sound like. This just sounds like it's okay. I didn't love it, but boy, was I wrong. It wasn't just okay. One of my favorite albums that I've heard in a long time, especially from any of the pop punk artists. This is one of my favorite projects that I can remember. I mean, this isn't State Champ's best project either. Around the World and Back, to me, was their best project. I mean, I think anyone can agree on that. Around the World and Back was one of the best albums of the new pop punk era. So when this is a really good album. It doesn't touch that. It's close though. It's very close. But dude, I mean, every song. There's not a bad song on this album. There's not a bad song, man. From Here to Stay up until Some Minds Don't Change, there is not a bad song. You can go from literally every track. I mean, Just Sound and Out of My Head sound better on the album than they did just as singles. I still don't love them. They're probably a couple of those are some of my least favorite songs on the album, but doesn't mean I don't like them. There's not a track on this album that I don't like. I mean, look, I'm using this on my phone. I'm filming this on my phone, so I can't go through the track list. I could probably go through Spotify on my computer right now. But Here to Stay, I mean, that kind of, bangs the album off where they're literally stating that, look, we're here to stay. We're one of the leaders, the kings of the new, literally the album title, So, man, eventually is one of my favorites on here. Eventually you get into that. That's like a vintage state champs track to me. That's when I heard Eventually, and Here to Stay as well, but eventually I'm like, okay, this is going to be that all Around the World and Back type of State Champs. That's what this type of album is going to be. That was the feeling I was going to get. Sorry, I didn't even mention Everybody But You. That was one of the singles on the album as well, and that sounded a lot better for me on the album as well. And I liked the single, but it sounded even better in the context within the album. Then, like I said, Out of My Head was fine. Fake It was like a vintage state champs track to me. Half Empty was good. That kind of, I liked that song because I felt like it kind of took a break from the super pop punk and the first 5 tracks, where you can kind of get a break from that, kind of like Around the World and Back, where you had All or Nothing, where it was where you started off with the intro, and then you got the perfect score, and it was like kind of a break from that, a little slower. All or Nothing was a little slower. I kind of got the same thing here with Half Empty, a little of a bit of a slower song, and I like that. I like that. I think that flowed perfectly within the album. Then you got back into Just Sound, and that was you're getting back into what the first half of the album was, and liked it. Like I said, I liked it. Didn't love it. Act Like That, man. Act Like That is one of my favorites on this album, and man, I don't like country. And I can't even say that because I've never really fully gotten into a country album. I've never really truly tried, so I can't really, I guess you can't say that you like or don't like something until you really try. But the country I've heard in the past, however many years on the radio, wherever, I've hated every single bit of country that I've heard, and this song has country elements on it, and I love it. It's a perfect, dude, this Mitchell Tenpenny guy, I don't even know who he is, but apparently he's a country artist. Man, he was perfect on this song, and it's not like he had like a 2-minute verse or anything like that. It was 30 seconds probably, and it was perfect. It gave you your pop punk elements along with your these country elements, and I loved it. Dude, I can't stop banging that track. It's great. It's amazing. Then you had Where Were You? Where Were You was, look, another vintage state champs track to me. Sundress was good. I liked it. It was super solid. They had 4 Years Strong on there. I thought maybe I'd hear something better than this track. Sundress, it was good, but bringing 4 Years Strong on there, who's also one of my artists that I really admire in the scene, I thought they'd put something better than that together. I don't know. I don't know how I felt about it. It just it was good. It wasn't maybe what I super expected. And then you ended it with Some Minds Don't Change. Great ending. Great ending to a really good album. And I really liked it. I really like Some Minds Don't Change, man. That was, again, one of those vintage State Champs tracks that I heard. And what I mean, I think I've kind of kept saying vintage, is because their 2018 album, which was, what the hell was it called? It was right here on my laptop. Living Proof. I liked Living Proof. So, I had my buddy Tom. Shout out to Tom. Hopefully you're watching this. Hopefully you support my stuff. Shout out to Tom. I'm not saying it like that. No shots fired at Tom. But me and Tom kind of go back and forth in this album where we have in the past. Living Proof was good. I liked it. But it was more commercial. It was more poppy than it was pop punk, like Around the World and Back, and the finer things were. And that's what I mean by, like, Living Proof. They kind of went away from that sound. I still liked it. There's a lot of catchy tracks in there. It's a good album. If you haven't checked it out, you should check it out. And I'll add that to the link in the description box. But I felt like this album was more State Champs, more pop punk, vintage, raw pop punk that State Champs was in their first 5 to 6 years. And that's what I loved about this album, is that gave you that vintage sound. That's what I loved about this album. But I want to hear from you. Did you? I get before I end it though. Let me give you. I meant to give a scale of 1 to 10. I gave it 8.5 out of 10. I didn't want to give it a 9 because I didn't think it was. A 9 is like amazing. It was really good, but it wasn't amazing. It was really good. And hopefully this will inspire more bands to make that pop punk sound, because I feel like the last couple of years I haven't heard it like I did 2015, 2016, 2017, where Neck Deep's last album, that's one band I didn't mention, one of the leaders in the new school. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know. But Neck Deep's first couple albums were real pop punk, and then 2020, good album. I like that too, but it wasn't as pop punk as some of their earlier albums were. And but maybe I'm just happy to hear like a really good pop punk album that I haven't heard in a while, and maybe that's why I'm giving it 8.5. But really good album. I want to know your thoughts though. What would you grade this album? What did you think about it? Did you love it? Did you not like it, or were you in the middle? What were your thoughts on the album? That's what I want to hear from you out there. Let me know on Twitter at Rojas_media_. Let me know on there. Would love your thoughts. Would love your opinions. Would love to go back and forth on it, have a conversation about it. Whatever. Let me know. I would love to know your thoughts. Let me know. And look, I'm going to keep coming with some album reviews. I'm going to try to do it weekly, try it once a week or whenever I feel like it. Different album. Tell me some albums you want to hear me review. I'm doing any album. It doesn't matter what time period. I don't care if it was classic rock album, AC/DC from the 70s. I don't care. I'll do any album that I feel like talking about. But I want to hear from you out there. Let me know. I want to know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter. Let me know, and I'm going to keep these coming, man, weekly. So thanks for watching, guys.